Refrigeration Institute. But before he talks, guys, Patrice just mentioned about competition. Frank is my competition. Frank owns a school called the Refrigeration Institute that teaches a certain course, the same exact course I teach for the New York City refrigeration license. Technically speaking, we are competitors, but Frank is my friend. Okay? Frank licenses my software. His students are succeeding using my software instead of coming directly to me. You know why I'm okay with that? Because I'd rather there be 2 refrigeration schools that are helping people than just my one.
Thank you so much, Tauris. As Tauris said, I'm Frank Talty. I founded the Refrigeration Institute over 27 years ago, and I've really dedicated my life to really making a difference to so many guys like all of you here today. And one person came into my school about 20 years ago, and they said, it's like the United Nations in here. And it's like the United Nations in here. There are so many different backgrounds, people from so many different financial and different education backgrounds and everything. But the bottom line is, once you get the bug of really making a difference in other people's lives, it will carry you for the rest of your life. I've had the honor of running my school for over 27 years. I've been able to serve on the board of the Coalition of New York State Career Schools for over 24 years, and as the vice president for 14 years. And 2 years ago, the governor appointed me as an officer of the government member and chairman of the Advisory Council on Education Law for all licensed career schools. And it just allows me to make a bigger difference for the whole school sector, not just for my school and my students. And any way you can serve, any way you can make a difference, that's why we're here. And Tauris has been very, very open and has shared a lot of information with me, and I've done the same with him. And it is really about making a difference and really about a legacy. You look at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, the job that Eric is doing and Bob Berninger as well. You look at so many people here like Fatim, is that right? Fatim, with Cushman and Wakefield. It's unbelievable the amount of buildings. So many of our guys are working in Cushman and Wakefield. So many of our guys are directors of engineering with Cushman and Wakefield. And there are so many other places out there that are incredible. It's an honor to have the opportunity to be working with these incredible hospitals and these incredible buildings. And the bottom line is that, as so many of you said, like Mr. Lewis, that there is no limit to what you can achieve. The secret to happiness is doing, period. The more you do, the better you get, the more respect you get, and the more opportunity of doing. And you figure out what you like, you figure out what you're good at, you figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life. But it's all about doing. And I'm 64, and the one thing I've learned in 64 years is as long as you do your best, it's always good enough. The one message I have for all of you young people that are here today, even in our own head, we say we're not good enough. We're not fast enough. We're not successful enough. We're not going to be able to make it. And a lot of people in the world around you will put you down. You have to overcome yourself first. You have to believe you're enough. And once you learn that, then as long as you do your best, no one can hold you back. You will be incredibly successful. I was so impressed with the gentleman from Workforce One because everything he said was just solid gold. You know, you've got to stay hungry. You've got to, in my humble opinion, when you stop learning, you die. Right. So it's all about bettering yourself. It's all about being able to make a difference for everyone because you invested in yourself. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with is, you never want to put yourself in harm's way. You want to be very safe with everything you do, but you have to be undaunted. That means you cannot be afraid. Fear stops us. Fear shuts us down. And the graveyard is filled with people who could have wrote a book, who could have had their own business. And if they were here, we'd say, why didn't you do it? Well, they were afraid. And therefore, they guaranteed failure because of their own fear. You've got to overcome. Everyone has fears, and there are a million of them. I always tell my students, I say, you're a grown man, so you're afraid of nothing, right? And everybody starts laughing because they're afraid of a million things. But you have to, little by little, overcome all those fears. Then you're achieving personal greatness. And when you achieve personal greatness, the whole world recognizes you very quickly for it. So please give yourselves a big round of applause.
He doesn't want to talk, but I'm going to make him talk.